Today we're going to be making paper puppets.
To the puppet nerds of the world, this may sound absurd, but this is the place you need to be. We'll do an interview and then we'll stitch and glue all of the dolls, we'll make it shake. If you want to be in the know and to play like a pro, subscribe to Krutinger Puppets.
Adam Krutinger here, and welcome back to the channel that is everything puppetry. Now on this channel we make a lot of very fancy professional style puppets. But once in a while we do some fun, quick craft style projects too, kind of like these shoebox puppets that we made. And I even have a video coming up soon on how to make your very own sock puppet. But this project today has to be one of the most simple mouth moving puppets that you can possibly make. And it's just using one sheet of paper. I'm going to walk you through the process right now and even show you a couple different variations. And I even have a method that doesn't require any glue or tape at all. Let's get started. Now this is going to be the basic method for creating this puppet. First thing I'm going to do is turn my paper horizontal and then fold this part way up. We're not going to be folding it in half. We're just going to be folding it up to about the halfway point. And next I'm going to fold the top down as well, but I do want a little bit of overlap. If we look at it from this angle, you can see I want the two flaps overlapping about the width of your finger. Then what I'm going to do is just put a line of glue going across right here. You could also use a glue stick or tape. And then I'm just going to push these two edges together. I'm going to let this sit and dry for a moment. Once it's dry, we just have a couple folds. I like to turn this over so that the seam is facing down. And then I fold this directly in half this way. Since the paper is doubled up, sometimes it doesn't want to fold perfectly. But if you just crease it a little bit, you'll be able to fold it right in half. So now we have a piece of paper that moves like this. It's not quite a puppet yet. Right now it looks kind of like a letter V. Now what we want to do is bend these edges down so it looks like a letter M. So I'm going to take each side and fold it in half, going outward. There's one half. And there's the other. Now our puppet is pretty much completely made. All we have to do now is design it. Now before we get into designing this puppet, let me show you the best way to operate it. A lot of times I see kids hold the puppet like this. And this kind of works. You can open the mouth a little bit, but the problem is you can't open the mouth very wide because as soon as you open your hand wider like this, you just drop the puppet. One thing you could do is you could use two hands and operate the puppet like this. That works well too. But if you're going to do it one-handed, what you're actually going to do is put your fingers, your forefingers, inside of this hole in the top there, and put your thumb inside of this hole in the bottom. And when you do that, you really have a lot more control of this puppet. One more little tip, I like to spread out my fingers like this inside the puppet's head. That makes it even more secure to hold on to, and it'll make it much easier to puppeteer. Now when it goes to designing your puppet, your options are really limitless. The most simplest thing to do is to just use crayons and markers to design your puppet. But you can even use scraps of paper, scraps of fabric and fur, anything you want to design your puppet. And really think outside the box too. I've done this with my students and they've come up with so many amazing different designs. We've had monsters and dragons and unicorns, and someone even made Baby Yoda. These puppets can really be anything. Let's do a simple design. Now the first thing I like to start with is inside of the puppet's mouth. First thing I'm going to do is a little tongue. And an easy way to make a tongue is just kind of making a heart shape like this. And then I like to use a black marker to make the back of the throat. I start off making a little U shape right here, and then kind of put parentheses around it like this. And then I color that in black. I'll put a little bit more detail on the tongue too. And I'll even draw a whole mouth using pink. And just like that, we already have a real nice puppet mouth. And now the real fun part, making the face. I'm going to make mine look like a goofy monster. To give him some really big eyes like this. I'm going to give him a little eye like this. And I'll make one of his eyes look dizzy by doing a swirl. That's kind of fun. And I'm going to make this monster blue. And give him some crazy hair. Now look at that. Isn't that fun? One thing I love about drawing the characters on the paper is that you can flip it over and make this puppet reversible. That's what I did with this one here. So I've got a monster on this side. This monster has a little mustache. And I have a green monster on this side. So I can use the puppet this way and then flip it around inside out like this. And then use it again like this. And no glue, no problem. If you don't have any tape or glue, just overlap these flaps even more. By overlapping it even more like this won't come apart as easily. That's what I did for this little monster. This one can unfold just like this, but even though it can unfold, it still makes a really great puppet. No problem at all. Now let's design another one using construction paper and some more craft materials. This time I'm going to use this yellow construction paper. And I'm going to glue it and fold it up just like I did before. This is going to be a great base for my new puppet. Again, I'm going to start out with the mouth. I'm going to do the inside of the mouth red. So let me fold this in half and cut out a mouth shape. That'll be perfect. Now I'll cut out a little tongue. Again, this is just cutting out a little bit of a heart shape. And I'm going to use a marker for the mouth again. And I'm going to cut out some eyes too. I'm going to give him some funny little eyes. And I'm going to give him a little unicorn horn. Just going to bend this little edge over so it can stick out. And I'm going to stick that right there. Put some stripes on it too. I even have some scrap fur here that'll look really funny on it. Just going to do a little line of glue there. And then stick it on. And I'll stick a nose on too. Now look at that. Hi there, my name's Mr. Mustard Jelly. It's nice to see you. Ooh, boy. If you like learning how to make puppets, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. Definitely give this project a try. You're going to surprise yourself with how much fun it is. You can also surprise yourself with how intricate they can be too. Take a look at the details on this one. This is using the exact same technique, but I made it into a duck by adding this paper bill.
What's a duck's favorite food? Quackers! Get it? Quackers?
Now that you have this awesome little puppet, make sure you learn how to use it. If you need any tips, check out my Puppetry 101 video. It gives you all the basics on lip sync and all the other techniques it takes to bring a puppet to life. And for all your puppetry needs and more projects, be sure to check out puppetnerd.com. There we have weekly updates with puppetry projects and news. And if you know a kid ages 8 to 12, make sure to check out Camp Puppet. It's a 5-day virtual intensive puppetry course for kids 8 to 12 hosted by me. For more information on that, check out camppuppet.com. But that's it for now. Keep making puppets.